let's just cut that music now. Although it's coming to the end, isn't it? No, it's not. Shut up, music. Shut up. I usually like to let it fade out, though. Now you know me. Anyway, we seem to be back up, don't we? We seem to be back up. Pardon me, Jesus. Right. What are we doing tonight? Well, busy couple of days. Live tonight. This was another kind of last minute, I guess. And we're live tomorrow. Finally going to be taking a look at the FS Reborn Phenom on the channel, which has been a long time coming. Should have been a lot sooner, but it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. We'll have a good look at it tomorrow. I've been flying it a bit more. Can't take the thing off. I mean, I can take it off. Do you know what I mean? I can take it off. I can take off and get in the air, but I can't stay straight on the runway. I also can't land. As soon as I land it, I can get it down on the runway pretty nicely, but I just can't keep it on the runway. But I think I am landing it too fast. So yeah, it's going to be an eventful stream tomorrow. I think we are planning to end up in Liverpool from somewhere, and then taking a look at obviously the FBO and seeing how all the customization options work in the FBO. And I know people have had a look at it. There's been loads of videos online of it already, but I'll share my thoughts and opinions on it and see if any of my predictions on the live stream come true, because I know Ral from FS Reborn, the main man at FS Reborn, he is doing more with the FBOs and the private terminals, so I'll be interested to see if any of my predictions come true. Averson, good in the chat. Good to see you, Averson. Good to see you, Kev, mate. See you on the studios. Good evening, mate. Yeah, perfect. Right. And then Monday, I've just put that live now. I've just scheduled in. Monday, we're going to be taking a look. We'll have a little bit of a look at it today while we're at Atlanta here, but we're going to be taking a look at the new, quite controversial maybe in some respects, the FSLTL AI traffic. So Navigraph X Flight Radar 24. We'll have a little look at that. We'll do some virtual plane spotting with that. And then Wednesday, we're on Sim Market. No, what am I about? We're not. What am I on Sim Market for? Get back into it, Brian. Come on, son. Everything's working now, apparently. Come on. We're not on Sim Market. We're going to be on Tower Simulator 3. But we're going to be having a look at the Manchester airport scenery. So we won't be in Microsoft Flight Sim. We won't even be in X-Plane 12. We'll be in Tower Simulator 3 to do some air traffic controlling at Manchester. So we'll be telling the EasyJet and Ryanairs and Jet2s and Virgin Atlantics to line up on runway 23 right and all that business. That should be fun. Mike, I'll give you a message, mate, at some point. But yeah, if you haven't joined my Discord, please do. It's an incredible sim market. they should bring their own simulator out. Sim market. It's the sim market sim. It's where you basically virtually shop for flight simulation products. You don't get them, you just virtually shop for them. Do you know what? I'm surprised there isn't a game, to be honest, like that. There's so many simulators now, isn't there? There's so many simulators. Nose picking simulator, ass picking simulator, toe picking simulator. There isn't any of those games. Well, do you know what? They might be. Anyway, let's get into it. Discord, yeah, please join me Discord, because I've got a fair few projects. I've got I don't like taking time sensitive projects, as you know, guys. I used to Used to thrive on it, but I'm not now. But I have done this weekend, and I have to get something done by very, very early morning Monday. So, and I've just been on I feel all important saying this. I've just been on Microsoft Teams video call with a chap from Germany and a chap over in America. And I was talking to those guys on a little conference call. I wonder who that might be. Ooh. But that's, yeah. So you might get to see it at the FS Expo if anyone's going. You might get to see it at FX Expo. Not too sure what's going on with my throat. Adam, hello. I'm happy you did the trailer. I didn't do the trailer for it, mate. That wasn't me. That was my... I say this as a joke. That was my rival, Aviation Lads. No, Maurice isn't my rival. Maybe back in the day. Maybe back in the day when... we both used to do trailers for various people, but I've scooted away from that. But it wasn't me, but it was Aviation Lads, mate. Fantastic trailer. I'm not too sure why it wasn't Orbx that did it, because they usually do stuff. But again, because they've pretty much outsourced everything to, indie devs and stuff like that. It seems like that's what they're doing. So yeah, but yeah, it's a fantastic trailer. And when I say rival, it's not. It's just a little bit of a laugh from me. But no, yeah. So where was I up to? I haven't got a clue. More live streams. I'm doing something for FS Expo. I'm doing something else for someone else. I've got some projects to do. I've also got things being posted in the post, so I've got things to do. When all that comes through and I've done everything, I am going to be kind of setting the pace for the channel. Certain days live streams, certain times I do stuff, because I am just taking far too much on, which I said I said when I was coming back to the channel I wouldn't go all out, and I have done. And I shouldn't have. Anyway, Lee, I know we've got off the screen now. Virtual Airline Pilot Lee. Everything is linked in the featured creator section in the description. Please go and follow him and like some of the videos. I'm also partnering, or at least I am part of the Logitech Play Days as well. So if you want to grab, because it's only until the 2nd, I believe, so next Tuesday. You've got a bit of time left. If you need to upgrade your mouse, your keyboard, your driving wheel, I don't know, your mouse pad, headset, there's a lot of money off. Everything is linked. Use my code and my link, guys, if you are going to do any kind of peripheral upgrades, because you'll get a load of money off, and you might as well. Best time to do it. Everything is linked. Obviously, the guys at Logitech were very, very nice to send me this beauty. I've showed it a few times now, and I will obviously continue to do so while the Play Days campaign is running. You all jumped in. It's the end of the live stream already. It's because I pressed the mouse button. It's because I pressed the key down button, which is basically I've done that before, so I don't know why I did it again. Anyway. The G91, or sorry, I think I should be pronouncing it the G915X, but I've been calling it the G915. But yeah. Yeah, that's there. Let's get into it. We're going to have a little look at a second look before this releases. This is Orbx Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson, Kilo Alpha Tango Lima. Let's get into this one and have a look around, because there's been some changes. As I said, what I will do, just for some traffic, bit of a storm going on as well. As you can see, the weather is gorgeous in Atlanta at the minute. I'll turn the FSLTL traffic on. I will be live streaming that on Monday if anyone's interested. Obviously FSLTL now really is the only bit of FSLTL that is free is going to be the models. So if you're using any other software that can take full advantage of the models FSLTL uses, then great. But for the injector and the program to work, you can still download it for free, but essentially it's not going to work until you've got a Navigraph subscription, which I know a lot of people are a bit, you know, yeah, on the fence. I think a lot of people have also got a Navigraph subscription, so for them it's just an added bonus, really, isn't it? Do you work with any? Yeah, I mean, I get sent their stuff, so I will be showcasing London City, definitely. Excellent weather, yeah. No, I thought it. Wait, no, mate, it wasn't, mate. It wasn't. I just to put everyone's sort of thing with me in trailers. I still do them. I still do cinematics and stuff, but not as much as I used to. So the channel went to pretty much just a trailer cinematic channel at one point. I'm not doing that anymore. I will still be doing trailers for the likes of Burn and Blue Designs. Potentially Azure Poly if they still want me to do trailers for them. And a couple of other guys, of course. But yeah, not as much as I used to. Absolutely not. But yeah, we'll have a little look at Orbx. If you are watching this on the on demand or a playback, then obviously skip all of this. But there has been an update. This scenery is due out in the future. It is due out in the future. Distant future, near future. I don't know. I can't say. But this is the latest build. I don't know whether this is the release build, so I am still going to say that this is pre-release. It's still being worked upon. Developers work on their sceneries up until release day, up until release hour, and then they still update it as well. So let's go through the changes, because I know there's a couple on here that everyone will be very keen to hear. As you can see, you could probably see some of them over on this side. You've got the Renaissance Hotel, Delta HQ, and Delta Museum have all been added in. So the changelog for this new, do you know what? I am going to change the weather, folks, because it's probably going to be a bit nicer, do you know? There we go. That's a bit nicer, and we can see things a bit more clear. Changelog. So this is Matteo again, obviously. We have an added null. So the added null VDGS. It's been added in. Fantastic stuff. The ground service vehicle, the tug, has been substituted for a better model, and another variation of that model has been added in for added variation. So you've got a couple of different new tug models. Matteo's fixed the animations, so walking animations, a couple of other things have been fixed with the animations of people and stuff and the vehicles. We've got a couple of things added in now. Renaissance Hotel with detailed room interior for plane spotting, which I looked at and went, yes. And on Monday, what we'll do is we'll do a bit of plane spotting here at Atlanta with the new FSLTL Navigraph flight radar situation going on. And but we'll have a look at it today, obviously. Delta Museum has been added. The Delta HQ have been added. 12 variations of engine aircraft dolly have been placed near the Delta TOC. I think that's the technical, this bit down here. Improved mesh, added animation, added new animation to Delta TOC as well. Fixed flickering on the T terminal, which is the one with the Atlanta 100 illumination, which, funnily enough, the illumination for that has been improved. It is a lot brighter. You can see it a lot better. And finally, added the official GSX profile, which I have added in. there's a few things, which is pretty cool. So we'll have a little look around. We'll also kind of have a look around anyway, even though I know a lot of people who possibly might be watching tonight or re-watching have seen, you know, most of this airport. I will be making an emphasis on the fact that this is still one of the nicest crafted airports for its sheer size and the fact that one person's done it. But also as well, I have been doing, which I think people might want to see, is a nice before and after comparison, which I haven't done in a long time. I don't think I'll be doing any commentary on the video. I think I might just put a bit of a music track behind it and upload it and people can watch it. But I've been doing a full visual comparison between the default Atlanta, which obviously there is a handcrafted version of it, and the Orbx one. And listen, I realise that those comparisons are, you know, I guess people would say, well, there's no real need for them. We know the payware one's going to be better. But for me, it's actually showing just how better it is. And let me tell you, I've been doing some editing at different points today, and I've been able to see the footage transition from the default Atlanta to this one. And it's a massive difference. Like, it's not just a subtle difference, it's a massive difference. Also as well, everyone excited for the 757. Imagine when we get this livery for the 757. Oh, yes. Yes. I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for that. So yeah, we've got the Delta Museum now. We've got the Delta HQ all modelled in. We've got a 747-400. I think it's a is it a 400? Because you know what? It kind of looks like an SP, doesn't it? Do you know what? That might be an SP. I don't think Delta had the SP, did it? Sorry, got it itchy here. It does look like an SP. I think people would kind of agree, wouldn't they? It kind of looks a bit more stubby. So yeah, we got a 757 there, 747, and is that a 717? I'm pretty sure they still use a 717, don't they? They do still use a 717. I'm pretty sure they do. In real life, it's a 400. So here's the Delta Museum. Now, what I love about this is not the static. I'm gonna say that is it a D. That's the one that PMDG have just. Is it the DC3 or the DC6? They've just made it compatible with the 2024 PMDG, haven't they? It's definitely that one. But also, it's not so much that. It's look. Matteo's even done these. I think that's cool. And I think, do you know what? When you go there and see that, and I can only assume they are real life wheels. Or maybe they're just replica. Yeah, guys, please do leave a like, because someone decided to be a real funny character, and I know dislikes actually nowadays don't really count for anything. They actually sometimes help the video or the live stream. But someone decided to leave a dislike on the stream before it was even started, like an hour ago. So yeah, get your likes in for me, folks. And obviously give me some heart as well. So yeah, the Delta HQ, Delta Museum are now in. I still can't get over how great this apron texture and the markings are in this airport. They're so good. Yeah. It's got winglets. Obviously, the SP did it. It was like the 100, wasn't it? With that kind of it obviously didn't have any winglets. Is the airport 2020? No, like Ryan said, it is 2024 only. 30. Oh, right, okay. They said it was 2020 and 2024. I don't think they ever did. I think Matteo discussed it on the Discord, saying he wanted to potentially bring it to 2020, but I don't think they confirmed to say it was 2020 and 2024. Hello, been waiting for this live stream. Is it going to be a giveaway? Vincent, unfortunately not, mate. If it's a giveaway, I usually make sure that the thumbnail and the title says giveaway in it. But yeah, no, unfortunately not. To be honest, I didn't even ask Orbx if I could give a copy away. And I don't think I can now, unfortunately, because I don't think they're available. I don't think I'll be able to speak to them because they're based in Australia. So did Orbx give you a changelog for a pre-release update? Anything major besides the museum fix? I did go through it before, but I'll go through it again for sure. I still don't know whether this is a release version. Sorry, folks. It looks decent, to be honest. I'm now scared of Orbx, as I know this one looks very nice. I would definitely, obviously, what I am going to say, guys, is obviously Adam making that comment, which is a very valid comment, but I am going to say that obviously this was Matteo who crafted this on his own. Orbx are responsible for, you know, selling it, all you know, bits of help they can give, but the developer on this is Matteo, so that's why I made sure that, you know, his name is in description and obviously in the thumbnail and stuff. But yeah, but there is a change log. There is a few things. The hotel's been added, and we'll go and have a look in there because there is some kind of partial interior to it. But I still cannot confirm whether this is the release version. I just don't know that answer. I don't know when it's due out. I've seen what you guys have seen. I've been told it's before May. The 1st of May is this Monday. It's now Friday going into Saturday. Would they release it on a Sunday? Probably not. So make the assumptions there. Do you know what I mean? Either it's going to be delayed into June, or, you know, it'll be within the next day. I don't personally think they'd bring it out on a Sunday, but that's just a guess. That is just a guess. So Renaissance Hotel has been added in now. Obviously, I have done a live stream about this about a week ago or so. So I realise that. I don't apologise. I realise this is a second live stream of this particular scenery, but I think with the fact that there was changes made, and you know, people did seem to enjoy the live stream, and they seem to enjoy the scenery. Now, I don't know which hotel room is the detailed room. I know that there's a balcony with some more detail. Oh, there is a little hotel room in there. Wow, okay. There is the Renaissance gifts, the Delta 100, and then your gift certificate for something. I mean, they're pretty detailed, you know. So again, the changelog for you guys who have just come in. The Null VGS has been added. The tug, the ground savers vehicles, the tugs, the models, the custom models have been substituted and changed for a better model, and a new type has been added of the tug for more variation. Animations, walking animations are being fixed. Renaissance Hotel with detail room interior for plane spotting. I love that. Has been added. Delta Museum has been added. Delta HQ has been added. There has been 12 variations of a engine aircraft dolly placed by the Delta, I think the technical hangars. A new animation's also been added there as well. I think it's a forklift that drives around there. Improved mesh. The flickering over on the Terminal T has been fixed. And the improved illumination of the Atlanta or the ATL 100 anniversary illuminate, the lights on the roof, they have been greatly improved. You can now actually see it the way it should be. And the official GSX profile has been added to the scenery, which you will have to grab from the scenery folder and put into your GSX folder. There's no automatic installation like Ini Builds and a few other people as well. Hope removing the AI posters as such part of change. Hope removing the AI posters and such was part of the changes. I don't know, mate. I haven't had a really look at that. I mean, I would say we can have a little look around. I will try and have a good look around it as we did before. But yeah, let's have a little look in this room, because to be honest with you, I only actually saw this little bit of a chair. I didn't actually go into the hotel room because honestly, I didn't realize it was 3D. In fact, if you have a look at it, that one's completely empty. This one has got an actual interior, which is just weird. Wow. The actual Renaissance pen as well. Travel is my therapy, flying is my medication. I get you, Matteo, I get you. Have we got a toilet as well? No way. Matteo's put a jump scare in the shower. No, he hasn't. That's pretty cool. I mean, would you even ever go into it? Probably not. But you know what? When you've got some traffic added in there, that's a pretty cool. Tell you what we'll do. Like I said, I am going to live stream on Monday. I'm going to show you the new FSLTL with Navigraph and flight radar. Partnership thingy-majig that's going on. But I will start it now. So if anyone's used FSLTL ejection tool, you'll get a little box and you can change the settings. And you basically, I hope they improve on this, but when it says do you want to change any of the settings, you have to press yes each time. And when you press yes and enter, a web page opens up and it's basically FSLTL injection settings. You've got to link it to your Navigraph, which you only have to do once, and then you've got admittedly the web address or the web page that you change the settings usually from this. It's like I don't know what you would call it. It's like the black screen, isn't it? And it comes up and it's not. It's not most user friendly. This new FSLTL injection settings page is a lot better, and then you press save and you start injection, and that's it, which is pretty cool. And hopefully you guys will actually start seeing outside in a minute all of the different stands at Atlanta start filling up. It's not real time, which I thought might be. I thought it might at least sync up with flight radar, unless I'm doing something wrong. But I haven't had a good look at those settings. We'll have a little look at them. I'll get it up on the screen on Monday when we live stream it. But you can actually see the planes are being injected now. This is not the airport. It's the injection tool that's causing the stutters. It's not the airport. Because you can see they're all being loaded in. See? But you know what? Oh, it's doing this thing again. Oh. I am gutted it's done that. Because it shouldn't be doing that. Should not be doing that. Let me... Let me see if I can rescue it. Whoa! That British Airways A350 has gone... gone on its ass. Oops. Sit on the toilet and just listen to the aircraft. I mean, yeah. Heard there's pretty deal breaking... Mark, you might actually be seeing it now, mate, unfortunately. It's supposed to be updated, but from what I've seen right now, the DRM software isn't staying open. So I am going to have to end the flight and start it again. Unfortunately, ain't nothing I can do about that. I was told that it was fixed. But unless the DRM software is open, it's gonna basically kick you out. It's gonna basically read it's gonna read that I essentially don't own the product, if that makes sense. But yeah, make of that what you will. British Geek did a video today and said the traffic injects over 15-minute period. Right, okay. 75 never needs to have a black... Yeah. Hello. This is my sister's hub airport, originally from Northern Ireland, but she lives just outside Atlanta now. Wow. Very big jump. Very big jump in not only scenery, but... Yeah, do you know what, guys? Unfortunately... At the minute, let me just have a little look. Because obviously there's a few other changes that I really want to go through. I also need to really set up my chase plane with the drone camera properly one day. Let's have a little look. Everything's loading in still. There we go. Right, okay. All the aircraft are also still loading up as well. There we go. Give it a second. Do you know what? I'd also... This is probably an idea, loading in the FSLTL traffic, because I think people will be using this. They'll be using... say intentions traffic beyond ATC's traffic, just flight traffic in some instances. So I think having it loaded in might not be a bad idea. Whether it's going to affect performance, it probably might do. But this right now that you are seeing, what I am going to do is just make sure that FS traffic is not interfering, because obviously I've got two of them going here now, so you know, I need to turn it off. 757 needs to have a black nose. Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it? I hope we get that livery, though. But yeah, Mark, I think, unfortunately, that was the issue that I just had. The program did seem to close, which isn't a great sign. I've not had that issue, though. I've not had that issue. So... let's go around, let's have a little look. For people who didn't see it originally, for people who have seen it, who are curious about the changes made. Obviously, we've got the Delta Museum, Delta HQ, the Renaissance Hotel has been added in. Let's have a little look at the Delta Technical here. It's a massive stutter, which I'm not too fond of. I'll be honest with you, I might have to actually turn off the FSLTL traffic. I might also have the FSLTL traffic turned up to just a ridiculous amount. So... What are your thoughts on the that is needed to run this? I'm not happy with it, King Bob, because it's never had to be a thing before. I understand why they're doing it, because I am the first person to block or mute anyone on platforms, TikTok, any platform that start going on about a particular piracy website, which we all know. And I understand people are taking these and they're sharing them, and even some people are selling them at a discounted rate, so they're not even just letting people download them for free. They're actually selling them on as their own store, which I think is disgusting as well. Like, really disgusting. The fact that people are, they're letting people download paid sceneries for free, but then not. A little bit of a thing there with FSLTL of it. Let me just double check. See, it is removed. Definitely is removed. But yeah, you know, letting people download for free off a website, but also actually there is active profiles over on TikTok of people who are selling aircraft to the sim, airports for the sim, for a price, you know, a low cut down, you know, more than half the price, which is even worse. But yeah. But to go back onto your question, King Bob, I can't say I'm overly impressed with it, sadly. I have been told it was fixed. It doesn't. I hope it is, but the program seems to be. Look, I'm getting. That's a big stutter. I don't know whether it's from the scenery or FSLTL. I'll probably turn it off, the traffic, because I'll do a proper live stream for it on Monday. But yeah, hopefully the program's doing its thing now, but not overly keen, but I understand why they feel the need to do it. There's just too many people out there now who it's just taking the piss with, taking the pee with, thinking they can just steal off devs. And it doesn't matter what you think of devs, guys. If you know, if there's someone who you just really just don't like as a developer, that's fair enough. You've got your reasons, that's fine. But we should never wish for developers to be out of pocket after being, you know, making scenery. I think there's the odd few maybe who appear on the marketplace that we could say just as it doesn't quite relate to them. You know the names, but you know, for the most part. I guess, yeah, I think it is. I think I've got it too. On anyone that doesn't want the own can get it on marketplace. If they're making it available for marketplace, I'm assuming they will do. I don't know if it's going to be as quick. So yeah, I mean, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. They would most likely just have to wait for that to be available. I'm trying to go back to DVA. How much of the Delta HQ has been modeled? Here it is, mate, if you're still there. Sorry, mate, I was getting to you. How long does it take to get on marketplace though? A long time, depending on the queue, and I believe there's quite the queue at the minute from what I've been told and what I've been seeing. I know there's a developer who wanted to get their aircraft onto the marketplace, and it's being submitted, and Microsoft have said there's a fairly lengthy queue. I think they give a standard of 3 weeks, possibly to 4 weeks, but I think it could be even longer. They confirmed at Discord they are. Well, that's fine. But again, it is going to take it. So if you want this scenery, you know, on release, you're going to have to get it from Orbx. I've been around long enough, Starforce, to know does not really work. It only affects... Yeah. The citation, no, they're selling that through Orbx, I believe. I don't know if it's just Orbx, but I believe Skywood are selling that through Orbx. But yeah, this is the HQ that has been added in. I'm not too sure what's going on with the ground here, but I will say that where it says in the changelog that the mesh has been improved, I think we can see it definitely in these roads a lot better than it was. I am just gonna stop the injector now, guys. If you do want to see more of the FSLTL stuff, then I'm doing a live stream on Monday, but I am gonna get rid of it just to go around. I think the settings are just maxed out, so I'm gonna turn them down and have a little play around with the settings for the new injector. But jumping ahead slightly, I think the new injector needs to be part of fly-by-wire. It needs, I think they've already confirmed it, but I think the injector needs to be one, because you've got the start button as it always was in fly-by-wire installer, which then takes you onto another injector settings. It just needs to be one instead of messing about. I can have a little look. I'm pretty sure the flicker on the roofs has been fixed. I also did see I know we've seen the inside of that room, but I'm pretty sure there was like a courtyard in here, like a inside of a. I think you have to glitch through. Look. I hate the trees are still a thing, but yeah. There's an actual sort of, you know, partial interior, and obviously there's a room that you can go into. Not too sure which one it is. Oh, I was close. Oh no, he's done a few of them just with nothing in them. Cool. Let me just have a little look, because I've got the changelog here. Have a little look at the tugs as well. I still can't get over how good the ground texturing is. The aprons, the taxiways, and I did say, like I said before, I think there wasn't enough people in at the time, but I am in the middle of editing a visual comparison now. Again, I know that me saying default versus Orbx's version, and people will just jump on it and say, of course there's going to be a difference between a default handcrafted and a payware. And yeah, okay, that is generally the idea, but it's not always the case. The reason why I've done the visual comparison, and it's probably not going to be a long video, maybe 5 minutes, it's to show you just how much has been changed. It's there to give you a visual representation of this is the default, the handcrafted default in the sim, versus Orbx's version, to show you how much. Because do you know what, there's people who are out there probably think, well, do you know what, I'm all right with just the handcrafted version. I don't need to buy a payware. I don't need to. Hopefully the visual comparison might be enough for people to go, actually that's pretty damn good, I'm gonna give it a go. But I'm not here to sell this, guys. I'm here to show you guys it. I'm not trying to promote it. Like I've said a few times before, I do like it. I do like making cinematics and trailers, but cinematics and trailers for me, they do a good job of selling the product, don't they? But it's not showing you the whole product, is it? A review, a live stream, an in-depth analysis of a aircraft or a scenery will show you just what you're buying. I don't think trailers and promos do that. They're visually stunning. They look great. in the right hands, they look magnificent. They make the product shine. But let's face it, if a developer wants to say, this is how I want the trailer, please don't show this, this, and this, or please don't, I'm still working on this, or let's have a little look, oh yeah, but you've made the trailer, but you can still see that visual glitch, I'm going to sort that out after the aircraft or airport is released. Hopefully that made sense. Doesn't look any worse than last time, I'd say. I mean, there's no flickering. I don't think, apart from like the added buildings and stuff like that, you're not gonna really see a it's still gonna look like what we showed last time, you know. I can definitely see the animations are being fixed, because when we took a look at this last time, these walking people were glitching. There was people walking across the roof here, you know, so the you know, things have been fixed here. And I'll point out again that I don't know what state. Actually, there is still a person up there. There is still a person up there. I don't know what version of this scenery it is. I haven't been told. All I've been told is this is the most up-to-date version. I wasn't told this is the release version, or this is what people are going to get in their hands. I don't know what version this is. Version in terms of, you know, numbers and stuff like that. Nice. He added the cladding to the yeah. But there is still a person up there. Oh, he's gone. He's over there, I think, isn't he? There he is. Mate, get down. That's not a terminal. I don't know what the if there's an actual fix. I noticed my camera's going absolutely mental though. I don't know how you would fix that, whether it's something that can be fixed. That's the unfortunate part. But yeah, people have been asking about the privacy, the DRM, the software. I've never had to use one for this sim. I've never had to have software to make it active and run properly. So I understand that developers don't want people stealing the work and selling it on at a cheaper price. There's also another broken animation there, just to let you guys know. Orbx very well have sent me this through. That's absolutely fine, but you know, things are going to be seen. Sadly, it is what it is. That's my favorite line, if you didn't know. Yes, and the lighting on the roof of the terminals has been completely fixed. Now, I haven't seen this in real life, so I don't know how spot on it is. I know it's a lot more visible than it was. Like, a lot more visible. Almost seems maybe too much, but I actually haven't seen a picture of it either. Honestly, overflying the airport, it must look great. It's definitely a massive improvement because it was very, very dim and you couldn't see it. It was barely visible, actually. You could kind of make out the 100, but that is much better. Don't know whether that's how illuminated it is in real life. It's certainly. Let's see how far. Let's have a little look. I'd hoped Matteo has put a very good distance rendering on this, because hey, it's not bad, is it? If you're overflying it. Still see it. Not bad at all. So yeah, I will release at some point, hopefully very, very soon, a little visual comparison video. I don't think I'm going to put any commentary in. I don't think. I think I'll just put a bit of music over the top and just let you guys watch it, and hopefully it gives people a better idea of the differences between the default and the Orbx version. And again, I know we should be expecting a much better version than the default, but you can never tell sometimes. Some of these newer default, because I don't think the Atlanta one is very I don't know if it's Gaia Simulations who are still doing it. I know by now their work on World Update 21 and some of the other recent World Updates and City Updates have been fantastic. I would say it's probably a very, very old Gaia Simulations model, but there is a massive difference, as you can probably expect. I see it on the Orbx Central, but you can't buy it yet. Okay. 30 quid. If it's $30, just a quick little Google search, because 22 maybe. $22, 28. And that'll be a rough estimate. £22, in my opinion. I think that's a steal. We're talking about DRM. We're talking about DRM software, and I'm saying steal. I think it's a steal. I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine. £22 for this. I am going to say to people, listen, I'm a fan of indie builds. I love the indie developers at Orbx. You know what? I try to see the good in everything. I know products on the Sims, even the Sim itself, has got issues. I understand that. I don't wear, tinted spectacles. I understand. I just try and see the good in things, and I try and give it the benefit of the doubt sometimes. But I am going to say, the higher tier indie build stuff, Hong Kong and a couple of bigger ones, I'm pretty certain. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Let's have a little look. I want to just confirm. Anyone excited about London City by any builds? I think I definitely am. I'm excited to see what that's all about. I'm curious to see if it's got the full interior like Liverpool, with it being another UK airport. I can't see it on here because sadly it's not on there. It's because obviously I've got it on me install. $23.99. I think it's actually a bit more than that. If it hasn't had the VAT onto that price, it's going to be closer to 27 quid. Hong Kong. Listen, Indie Builds Hong Kong, it's either 27 quid or it's 24 quid. This is going to be around the same price. Around the same price. Make of that what you will. As I said earlier, got the E9194. Yeah, I've got it, mate. I've just installed it, mate. So I might have to start learning from yourself. Are you by any chance coming to? I am not, unfortunately. I really wish I was. I am going to try my best to come to FS Weekend next year. That for me would be a lot more doable. It would be in it would be a flight to Amsterdam from Liverpool or Manchester. And it's not too far. I know it's in I'm gutted because it's not at the Lelystad airport, but it's a bit more doable. So yeah, I am aiming for FS weekend next year. I'd love to do that. Definitely on there. If I can't do Expo in my lifetime, then FS weekend will be nice enough, you know. Excited for the Dubai update and the other exciting scenery they have coming up. They are, didn't they? They had a bit of a tease of the they were leaving from Dubai on an Emirates flight to somewhere. I think it might be. I'm sure a long time ago, Builds teased some Indian airports, so it might be that. It's going to be another big one, I think. It'll be another big one. You've done Liverpool and London City. I think it'll be another sort of what they call, what is it, like a premium something. I think it's just a premium 2024 airport, because they don't make it for 2020 anymore, do they? So, but yeah, FS weekend will be a bit more doable for me. So, yeah, I mean, let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything. Flickering's gone. Some of the dollies by the Delta Hangle, the GSX profile has also been done as well. So it might be necessary to have a little look at GSX possibly working on one of the stands. So I apologise for ending the flight again, but we'll have a little look. I'm excited to see the MK Studios Miami, because I think Fort Lauderdale was incredible. There's loads of airports that I'm really excited to see. I'm not too sure where Delta park at Atlanta, sorry folks, so you're gonna have to just pretend that we're on a designated stand for Delta. GSX profile, so we're gonna have a little look at that now, mate, but it has been included in the folder. It's not an automatic installation like Builds have managed to do. I've seen a couple of people being able to do automatic GSX installs. In fact, hasn't the new GSX update got an installer that basically adds them on in real time? You don't have to close the simulator. I'm pretty certain the new GSX you can browse them through flightsim.to and add them in straight from the new GSX. I'm fortunate to live in Twin Cities, so right next to the doorstep. So lucky, mate. Have a great time. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. I'll be there in spirit. There will be some kind of video at Expo that I've made for someone, so all good. They park everywhere. I mean, it's got a Delta thing on there. This is the Just Flight traffic that's actually spawning. It's one of the only airports I don't need to ever mess about with the traffic. This is also a nice perspective as well. This is something I didn't do on the original live stream, and I think it's very worth doing because of how good the ground textures are. There I am there. Look at me go. But it'll just show you how amazing the floor textures are, the grounds, the markings. I think the markings are some of the best I've seen. And although they aren't pin sharp when you're down here on the ground, I mean, they're not like, you know, mega 8K textures. I absolutely not. I think Matteo probably wanted to, but there is sacrifices, you know. Oh, look at the 757s over on the stand there. Oh yeah, is that one there, just there as well? I think they've got the biggest fleet, haven't they now? There's one next to us. It's a 300 as well, that, isn't it? Look at the winglets. Look at that pencil. Look at... They are the best grounds. They're fantastic, mate. And it's there's ground textures, but combined with the markings. These markings aren't just one solid colour. There's, you know, bits missing. There's dirt. There's bits of dirt inside the you know, these big massive concrete slabs, cracks in them as well. I would say there's a bit of a jitter on the baggage carts over there, but the animations on the ground vehicles, that's another thing as well. We're still missing the main players of these scenery developers. Haven't got animated vehicles in them, and I was a bit surprised when MK Studios didn't put any in there for Lauderdale. I hope they add them in, because that was just a head scratcher for me. But again, Matteo has put them in, and it's not so much that he's put them in as well. The animations are smooth. Some of the open top vehicles, there's people in them actually, you know, controlling them. They're not empty, you know. Can't see them in there. I would say the animations on the vehicles, if I am going to have my bit of criticism, I think they've gone a bit stuttery, because they were very, very smooth on the first live stream. But yeah, there is our Phoenix. I think it's an A319. Come on, Phoenix, where's the Neos? I know, obviously not the 19, but where's the Neos? Oh yeah, see, there's still issues with the animations on the people. But do you know what? The amount of people, animated people, vehicles and everything around this airport is insane. I actually noticed some by the FBOs as well. I'll have to remember to go over there. But yeah, there is a GSX profile. Look at that. And you know what? The ground textures make that as well. The Phoenix is, you know, incredible. We all know it. But combined it with the texture and just everything makes it look like a, you know, a realistic. Right, let's have a little look. Let's can we do anything with GSX without being inside the aircraft? Let's have a little look. Let's operate jet bridge. I'd want Delta, wouldn't I? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? No. Well, the best start, is it? Do I have to turn the battery on? Do I have to do any of that for the... Let's have a little look. No, the operation hasn't been complete. Okay. I've noticed since I've messed about with the reinstall that the Phoenix installer or the Phoenix program isn't opening up automatically anymore, which means I have to manually do. Anyone know? Anyone help on that respect? So every time I load the Airbus, the Phoenix in, anyone, the Phoenix app usually starts automatically, making the aircraft work, but it's not done it since I've reinstalled things. There we go, see. And I'm wondering that's why, because of the jet bridge didn't work before. So because, there we go. I tell you what, let's just flip chase plane off again. I still need to, God, so many times I've said it. I've got to fix the drone camera with chase plane. I feel like Lee virtual airline pilot Lee now looking at the jet bridge to see how much has maybe come through. I mean, it's definitely yeah. Yeah, I mean, it comes through. It's nice though, it works. Mike, the DRM is running, mate, yeah. Yeah, I can't run it without it, unfortunately. Just like traffic, everything seems to be moving at the minute as well. Can we get some stairs? Let's see if the stairs work and everything. Sure it does. Stairs disabled. Oh no, okay. Fair enough. I'm assuming they just use the jet bridge then. They don't actually. Oh, it makes sense. There's no walkways around the aircraft. There's no yeah. Let's yeah, let's do all that. I know we wouldn't do all this at once, but I want to show you. I want to show you GSX working as well, because it has been added. Again, like I say, it isn't an automatic install. Unfortunately, with the GSX, you do have to manually pull out of the folder and pop it into your GSX folder. But I mean, it's quite easy. I hope that at some point maybe Orbx might have an automatic installer like InnyBuilds and a couple of others. Yeah, so the issue with having all of this ground clutter is that although you've got your GSX profile, it is gonna go some. It's gonna, you know, they're gonna glitch through some of the objects. So yeah. I've said this before, but it's odd that there's been no competitor to GSX. But I also think that speaks volumes for GSX itself, because I don't think anyone wants to be a rival to it. I don't think there's probably a developer out there who wants to even bother. Actually, listen, I could be completely wrong. It's just one of those programs where it hasn't had any rivals. See, again, look, you've got your animated people here walking through the catering lorry. So, you know, although there's a GSX profile, animated assets and static objects like these Delta baggage cards, which look lovely, they're all in the way of GSX, you know. FedEx apps not starting on its own happened to be when it reinstalled them. Wow, it seems to be broke connection somehow. I would yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, mate. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. It's not a problem. I can just start the app, and everything will work. Wait, is it out already? No, this is the very, very latest version I have. There's been the Renaissance Hotel's been added in, the Delta Museum, the Delta HQ buildings. There's been more animations added. There's been more objects like the aircraft engine dollies and stuff being added to the Delta technical hangars and stuff like that. Improved mesh. There's been some fixes on the flickering and animations. GSX profile being added. I don't know if this is the release version. I'm gonna say it's not, based on what I've seen, but I can't confirm, unfortunately. It's supposed to be this weekend, I believe. Everything goes to plan. Yeah, I mean, it should be. Listen, guys, it's the 1st of June on Monday. Orbx have said I mean, they've said it'll be out before, I think they said before May at one point. But they've said before June, and in my opinion, they probably won't release it on Sunday. That is a guess, it isn't a confirmation. So make of that what you will. If they're not going to release it on a Sunday, don't forget, these guys are actually releasing on Australian time. So for me, this could actually come out in the middle of Saturday, morning, night, or the middle of tonight, basically. Adam, I don't know whether it's the release, the finished product. I don't know, mate. I wasn't told. All I was told is there's an updated version being sent through. You can live stream it if you like. It's up to you. I decided to live stream it. I wasn't told if it's release or anything. I'm gonna say it's probably still a pre-release. But it's a guess. It's a guess. I'm gonna disable FS traffic.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
All right, okay. GSX getting really snotty with me there. The fueling lorry is being a bit fast though, isn't it? It's also yeah. GSX having a little go at me there. Wow. But no, guys, if anyone's coming to watch, this is an updated version that was sent to me last night from Orbx. A change log was sent through because I asked for one, and I was told, yeah, I can live stream it if I like. I wasn't told if this was the release version. I can't answer those questions, sadly. Heard they did some good work on the bumpy taxiways. What's your opinion? It's a very good question. Please don't load fuel just yet. Okay, I'm not touching the aircraft, man. God. Bumpy taxiways. Let's go for a taxi then. Let's go for a taxi. I would say in terms of the runway, I know this is one of the infamous runways, the uphill, isn't it? I would say that it feels similar, the runway. It's a good question, mate, and what I would do, I will test it, because I remember this section here, there was a few bumps, and I remember taxiing in this region, and there was a bit of a loss of frame rate, like almost a stupid, like a severe loss of frame rate to, you know, compared to the other points of taxiing. So yeah, it's a good idea. We'll have a little taxi and have a little test. What else haven't I shown? I don't think there's much else to report, unfortunately, guys, at this point. All I know is that, like I said before, I have... Oh my god, go away, GSX. All I know is that I am in the middle of editing a comparison, a visual comparison. I am just going to upload it. It's, in terms of editing, it's probably not going to be my very, very best work. I probably won't do any commentary over it. I will just put a little bit of a music track on top of it and let you guys just watch it. And you can see the default Atlanta and you can see the Orbx Atlanta. Make of it what you will. But I've edited some pieces up together and... Please use your airplane fuel go away, Jet. Oh my god. Right, let's get a taxi on. Let's get a taxi going. And we'll have a little taxi around the taxiways. What I did notice on the last version, if I pop myself on this runway, it won't stick me on this runway. So let's see where it sticks me this time. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. Please do leave a like. Like I said before, someone in their infinite wisdom thought it would be appropriate to leave a dislike. I know dislike. See, it didn't put us on the right runway. It took us over here. So it means we're going to have to taxi out a bit.
Atlanta Tower. Airbus Golf Golf Echo Echo Kilo at runway 9 or left ready for departure. Straight out departure.
I will report that, but I think that happens on most airports on this flight sim. For some silly reason. As I say, yeah, someone an hour before the live stream started decided to dislike the stream. I mean, I know dislikes don't do anything anymore. They're purely for me, the creator, to see someone not happy with it. But guys, listen, please, if you're going to dislike something, leave a bit of feedback. Or do you know what? Don't dislike it if you haven't actually watched it. And in this case, I know you hadn't watched it because it wasn't live yet. I think that's it happens to me in a bunch of airports. Yeah, it happens to me in a bunch of airports. But yeah, please do leave a like, guys, on the stream, because yeah, I worry for people sometimes. Little cookie dough M&M there for the journey. Let's do a little bit of a taxi around Atlanta. We're not going to take off. I'm not doing all that today. What I am being sent in the post, though, I can tell you now, is Wing Control are very kindly sending me the throttle, and I believe they're also sending me the spoilers, the spoiler and flap section as well. Very, very nice of them. So I am going to put a bit of a video together, and not a traditional unboxing. This is the product video, because there is so many of them. The throttle's been out for a while now. It's very, very well received. But because listen, the Honeycomb Bravo, the throttle quadrant, is amazing. Fantastic for your GA and your business jets. Not so great for Airbus. I've very quickly discovered while learning the Phoenix Airbuses that you need those detents, and you need those reverse thrusters handles as well. So yeah, I'm not going to do a traditional, here's me unboxing it, here's how you set it up, here's my thoughts. I mean, I will say my thoughts, but there's so many reviews and videos of it because it's not a new product at all now. So I'm going to do something a bit different for it, because there's no point in me reviewing it, because there's so many people on YouTube now, flight simmers, who have done fantastic reviews and overviews of it. So like is always the first thing to do. It is, mate. I just don't get leaving a dislike for when the stream hasn't even gone live yet. But listen, I'm in a, you know, we're in a better position with that, because generally if you dislike a video, it actually goes against the person that's doing it, because it actually sometimes promotes the video rather than being negative. It used to be a negative thing, but I don't think it is now. It doesn't do anything to a YouTube video, a dislike, by the way. It just shows me that someone has disliked the video, that's all. And you know what? I don't mind people disliking the video. If you're disliking it because you've generally watched it and said, no, I don't like it, I'm going to leave a dislike, that's fine. Don't dislike a video if you've not watched it, or it's a live stream and it hasn't even gone live yet. Then I know you're just being an idiot. Anyway, thanks, mate. Or lady, or whatever. Some people are very odd. They are. They are. And I know I'm giving that person a lot of attention right now, but it doesn't matter. I'm just making I'm making that person look like an idiot for even. I'm not even on the taxi lines right now either, by the way. It just shows you how big this airport is. I think it's also weirdly, it's got an illusion of being smaller with the piers, if that makes any sense. Because the piers are so many of them, and it looks like they're very you know, very close together. They're actually not, because there's 2 taxiways either side. But I think every pier has got dual taxiways. I'm not taxing on one of them at the minute. I'm just literally doing a little parade for the stuff. Hey, hi. Hey. But yeah, we'll taxi out to the area that we did on the first live stream. And when Orbx sent it through the new update, I was like, yeah, I'll do a live stream. Why not? It's not like I haven't got to do a video for some very big company. Sorry to be a bit big-headed. I'm not usually like that. It's a bit more of a prouder moment. Listen, I got an email through. The tagline, the subject line had the company name in, and I was like, that is spam. That is no way that is that company. Put it this way, the company's worth about £252,000. That's their net worth. And I'm not, listen guys, take it as you will. This is not me being big-headed. I am far from it. I can honestly say I feel like I'm a humble person, but with so much confidence being drained every day, little violin coming out again. Here we go. He's at it again. I honestly feel like when I get those type of emails through, and the fact that I spoke to one of the guys from that company over in America today, and he has looked at my channel and tried to get hold of me to do this, I've been like, okay, that is just insane. I need to make this happen. And I wouldn't usually nowadays take a time sensitive project on, but I'm not gonna let this opportunity go at all. And yeah, so pat on the back for me for once. It's a great achievement. Congratulations. Thank you so much, mate. As I say, I try to just, you know, take things in my stride, but sometimes sometimes when something is getting you a bit down, like it has been this last couple of weeks, come on, get on track. I'm just happy that something has come along and sort of pulled me out of the rut. Bumpy taxiways, unfortunately, I'm still getting a bit of the plane's getting whipped about a bit. There you go. You can see it for yourselves. So yeah, there is still some. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. There's your answer. I know. I don't want to not try and fulfill. I mean, you can see there's actually. This has probably got worse. It's it's. This reminds me of a general aviation airfield I did over in the UK. I did the trailer for it, and I expected the taxiways to be a bit uneven because it was a general aviation field. Some floating cars over there. This is where my FPS took a bit of a weird hit last time, and it's a bit better, a lot better. Yeah, definitely. A little bit of a stutter, but better than it was. Definitely a lot better than it was. But yes, there is still bumpy taxiways. Reminds me of MK LaGuardia. Never actually used it, mate, so I can't make the comparison. I just think MK Studios at the minute, mate, are doing no wrong. Apart from some of the walls being missing in Fort Lauderdale, they can't do no wrong, and I can't wait for Miami and whatever they've got up their sleeve after Miami. But yeah, mate, unfortunately, yeah, and then this is going to be one hell of a bump. There we go. it's going to tip this plane over. No, not too sure how this plane didn't fall over. There's one of the new animations, the forklift with the boxes on. Oh, bit of a weird animation there. I just thought I'd taxi down here because I don't think I came down here last time. I know I can't get back out that end, so we'll reverse. Performance down by the hangars, by the technical hangars here, look nice. The performance seems very smooth. There is some floating assets, again, not ones that I've noticed before. And listen, the reason why I don't like to criticize straight away is because obviously, one, the product isn't out yet. I don't know what version this is. Last night it was the most up-to-date version, I'm being told. Today it could be very, very old. All that could be fixed. The developers can update their sceneries well after release as much as they want. So, you know, I'm always trying to see the best. I'm always trying to give developers the benefit of the doubt. Look, I mean, that whole building just sort of, yeah, loaded in. Could be my system, could be the scenery. I still think it's a fantastic achievement. One lone developer might have had some help here and there, might not have even had any help at all, but one developer has put this together. And I do have to say, I've seen teams of developers put out things nowhere near the standard of this, which is a big positive for Matteo, and I think he should be proud. Yeah, okay, there's things that need tweaking. There's things that need tweaking. But I will also go back to MK Studios and Fort Lauderdale. Brand new scenery. Some of the things in the terminal are missing. There's no animated cars. I really think those guys should get the animated vehicles back in there, because they added them into their version 2s, Rome, Porto as well. So it was a bit of a surprise not to see them in Fort Lauderdale. I hope they're in Miami. Maybe they'll add them into Miami and also add them into Fort Lauderdale at the same time. I don't know. Don't know whether this is the climb that these aircraft have to make. Someone did say this is how steep it is. It feels wrong. It feels wrong. Like, I know there wouldn't be passengers in there when they're doing that, but it's funny. I say it feels wrong, but aircraft take off at a steeper angle. It's just, it must feel very odd to do that in real life. Incredible, my Matteo. Can't wait to see what he has planned in the future. I can't wait to see what he's got going on. And I feel disrespectful by saying it, but I completely forget what Matteo has done for Orbx in the past, and I feel horrible for saying that, but I can't pinpoint what ones it was. So I do apologise, Matteo, if you're there in the background or you rewatch it, mate. I do apologise. I mean no disrespect. There is so many of those, and so many of the sort of the what Orbx call indie developers, which I'll be honest, I don't really like. I think they should just be calling you guys developers. But yeah, fantastic work. There's some things that need to be done, but I know a couple of people might have asked about performance. I do apologise if I haven't actually talked about it much. In my opinion, performance has notably gone better. There's less stutters. There is still stutters. For me, can't tell whether it's while I'm if it's OBS and streaming doing all this. I don't know whether it's the scenery. I don't know. I know that the stuttering has gone completely down. I will also mention the file size for this particular version has gone down from 10 gigabytes or 10.2. At least a gigabyte has been shaved off. So there is that. So there has been some optimization done. Less stutters for sure than what I originally saw. If you're planning on using FSLTL, try and be liberal with it, because if you start whacking the aircraft density up, it is gonna struggle on a system of this caliber. Are you running? Yes, I am. I am running it. Yeah, I have to. There's a lot of people asking about it at the minute, and I know it's a bit of a controversial one. I don't think many people are enjoying the fact that it's going to be a thing. But yes, I am running it. Because I wouldn't be able to show you otherwise. It would just basically stop it from... It would basically stop me from showing it if it wasn't running. By the way, guys, we are just doing a little taxi. We're not doing any flying in and out of this at the minute. We've had a look around the new things. Over to the right there, you'll see the new Renaissance Hotel model. The Delta Museum, fully added in. The Delta HQ, we've got the 747, the 757. The Renaissance Hotel's got a little bit of a... well, I say a little bit. It's a fully detailed room interior with a balcony, which you can very easily do some virtual plane spotting if you like. And if you are interested in some virtual plane spotting, I have a live stream coming up this Monday at 7:30. We're going to be taking a look at FSLTL a bit more in depth. Again, I would say a controversial one. A lot of people not really happy that FSLTL now is essentially a payware. It's free, you can download it, but it is useless without a Navigraph subscription. It will inject Flight Radar 24 traffic in there. We'll be having a little look at that on Monday, because I thought that would be a nice one to live stream, because it makes sense. It's a bit of a talking point now. So yeah, we'll have a look at that Monday. And then on Wednesday, we're not even on Microsoft Flight Sim, we're on Tower Simulator 3. Doing some air traffic control at Manchester Airport. I thought that would be a nice little change of pace. Some people dislike when I listen, there's a couple of you diehards in there, and I don't mind it. I respect it. I hate when I do anything else. X-Plane turns on, you hate it. Anything else, you hate it. I don't mind. I understand. You're here for the Microsoft Flight Sim. I understand. It is what it is. But yeah, Tower 3D is great fun, especially with the voice recognition. It works very well. So yeah, we'll do some ATC. I've also noticed the lights are floating as well. Yeah, we'll do some ATC at EGCC Manchester. Sending some holiday goers out on the EasyJet and Ryanair flights. I had a bit of a practice with 50% density. I think I'll turn it up a bit on the live stream on Monday, because it was a bit easy, but also a bit boring. There was nothing flying in or going out. DRM is the basically to stop people nicking the scenery. It's a privacy software. It should stop people uploading it to a certain website and being able people to share the scenery and download it free illegally, or even sell it on to other people, because your copy will be associated with the software that is running right now. If that software wasn't running right now, the scenery wouldn't load in properly. It doesn't sound like people are enjoying it. Will this delay the release? I don't know, guys. It's hard to say. I honestly don't know. I understand why developers don't want the stuff nicked and either sold on for a lower price or you know, uploaded for free for people to just take. I hate it. I instantly block and mute and ban people who start talking about the particular websites, because I don't like developers being out of pocket. It doesn't matter if the developer is not maybe favored, you know. I personally wouldn't like to work for a couple of years, a couple of months, whatever, in a shop or whatever, and then at the end of the month someone comes along and just goes, yeah, I'm going to take that money off you, mate. That's not yours, that's mine. It's essentially what it is. It doesn't matter what way you say it or think about it. Essentially, a developer's spending a certain period of time making something, trying to make some money on it, and then everyone is just sharing it when, you know, willy-nilly, and, you know, and in some cases making a profit on it when they've not. They shouldn't be. Even if a person buys a scenery, I shouldn't buy a scenery and then go, right, I'm going to sell it on. And I understand to a certain degree why developers want to start putting these things in place. Do people like it? No, they don't. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but if people aren't going to be, if the higher ups aren't going to be trying to get rid of these websites, and I know it's easier said than done, if social media pages aren't going to ban fraudulent websites that are essentially fraud websites, then there's no point. I've reported loads of TikTok pages who are illegally selling Microsoft Flight Sim stuff, and TikTok are like, yeah, we don't see a problem with that. And I'm like, so you know what, I'm gonna come into your head office, TikTok, and just dip me hand in the piggy bank. I'm sure you'll phone the police then, wouldn't you? Anyway, the issue is the anti-privacy runs a kernel level, which causes, no, listen guys, I understand. I'm not literally here to defend or back up anyone at this point. I've had issues. It's happened in the live stream. Fly with Joel, I don't know if you're talking about me, mate. Is it true you said you're moving back to MK? I don't know what you mean, mate. MK Dons in the UK, or MK Studios, the scenery developer? There's a floating taxiway sign. I know the Sim 2024 especially has issues when it does. There you go. Bit of a bump there. Not too sure what that was. But the guy who created the website can't be sued. I honestly, Adam, I don't know, mate. These pages can operate under the radar for so long, and I totally meant that pun, by the way. These pages on social media can operate for so long, and then they could make a couple of £100 and then just get off and delete it, and I don't think they'd ever be found. Do you know what I mean? It would be very hard to start legal proceedings, wouldn't it? Joel, I don't know what you mean, mate. Do you mean, am I switching back as in going to Fort Lauderdale to take a look at that? I've never worked for MK Studios, if that's what you mean. Sorry, mate. I do apologise. But yeah, listen, before sort of people are gonna dislike the stream because I'm showing this, because I'm just showing the scenery off. I understand that. Respect it. I understand why you're doing it. But at the same time, I am trying to say to people, I am not here to defend DRM software. I'm not here to say it's the best idea. Right now, it has to be running for me to show you it, okay? I'm trying to show the scenery off. Apparently it's coming to the marketplace. You won't need it then, according to people. I don't know how long it's going to take to come to the marketplace. So there is that. So there is options, but I don't like the idea if I was a consumer, if I wanted to. I am a consumer still, obviously, but if I was a person looking to buy the scenery, any scenery, that I would then have to wait, because I didn't want the security in the background, which, yeah, a lot of people have said, not just in the chat but on social media, on Discord, that the DRM software could be causing software. Could be affecting performance. Again, if that's the case, I would seriously consider not using it. That's a big thing, isn't it? If it's affecting performance of the scenery, then it's got to be a big talking point. The problem is how easy it's to find these things. DRM shouldn't exist. Same. Yeah, exactly, Adam. No, exactly, Adam. Yeah, I fully agree. Joel, I'm very, very curious about what you're going on with, mate. I'm not going to Fort Lauderdale in this live stream. The live stream was purely to show some of the new additions, the fixes to Atlanta before it releases. That was the whole point of the live stream. However, on Monday when I check out, we're going to do a bit of virtual plane spotting because we do love that on the channel. The main reason for Monday's live stream is to check out FSLTL and the whole Navigraph / flight radar integration. Talk about it, get people's opinions on it, do some virtual plane spotting. We'll go to Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if we'll come back to Atlanta. We might go to Fort Lauderdale just to give that a bit more love, because I absolutely love it. And there's some lovely places to do some virtual plane spotting in that scenery. There's actually a little plane spotting area. But no, I'm not going to Fort Lauderdale in this stream, if that's what you mean. But yeah, I don't know. No, FSLTL, Adam. So the live stream on Monday is to basically to look at the new integration. I have signed up for Navigraph finally. I can't believe it's taken me so long, but I was curious to see the FSLTL traffic. Also as well, flying the Phoenix and the new Phenom 300E, having the Navigraph chart and all of the other little added extras that comes with it is very, very worth it. It's about £7 or £8 a month. It gets expensive over the year, doesn't it? But if you're doing that much flying, it's very cheap to have it all. But yeah, no, Adam. On Monday, the live stream is purely to take a look at this new partnership that's going on. See what people think about it, because I've seen a whole comment section about the fact that FSLTL was free and it injected traffic and it was great, which it was. It is. The only use for FSLTL now as a free bit of software is the fact that the models are all there and you can use them for some other bits. But if you want the injector to work now and you want to actually inject the FSLTL models into the sim, you have to have a paid subscription. So in essence, it then becomes a payware. It's a free download. Okay, it's a subscription-based platform now, and a lot of people ain't happy about that, because now, apart from AIG, I think none of the AI traffic solutions are free. Just like traffic, you pay one-off fee, so probably the cheapest. Beyond ATC, actually Beyond ATC is a one-off. Say Intentions is obviously, I think it's a subscription as well. So, you know, we haven't got any good AI traffic. And you know what? I still think the traffic movement is still a bit buggy. The only time I've seen the AI traffic really look any good and move, rotate and flare correctly on the taxiway, sorry, on the runway, was the PSXT, the real and real traffic, which is real-time injector traffic. That was literally, you could look on flight radar and what was happening on there was happening in the sim, and it was very good. But again, that's about £9 a month. PSXT is free, but then the subscription to have the real time, as in real time, you could look on the radar there, and you could basically, you could be in an airport and see a Ryanair moving, and it would move in your sim at the same time. And the animations of the plane taking off, fantastic. The planes landing, the flaring was great. But then all these other ones, they come down onto the runway, three wheels, and it's not three wheels, but you know, rear landing gear and front nose landing gear all at once. Just like smack bang. Not like flare back wheels and then level off nicely. Just completely like, yeah, I'm just going to slam it down. So, not sure if you are in Orbx Discord, but have a look. Matteo made a statement. Interesting. I have got it open at the minute, Discord. So let's have. I don't know if he's been watching the live stream, but I know other people have been also looking at it as well. It's not just me. I don't mean just me. What I'm saying is that if he was in this live stream and not, where's it gone? Have I been kicked out of Orbx? Have I? I haven't done anything wrong. Unless this live stream, they're not really happy with it. No, it's right in front of me there. Come on. Uh, 21:08. He made this at about nearly 10 minutes ago. I've listened to everyone's feedback and took some time to think about it. Please understand that I come from a position of having had my work stolen for many years, which is cause of extreme frustration. See, this is what I mean, guys. This guy has had stuff stolen in the past, and not just him, but many others. So that's where I am going to side with him. And I understand by trying to implement something where his scenery isn't being robbed. I feel for the guy, and he's getting a lot of love. He's got a lot of nice reactions. Just like I understand you were frustrated today, I've been offered a partial solution to the problem that has been affecting me for a long time, and I believe in it. That being said, I don't want my battle against privacy to negatively affect the legitimate customers who support my work. I've also read your concerns about security, and that's a valid point. Give me a few hours to talk to Orbx about the situation. It wouldn't be fair for me to decide without involving them at all. Fair enough. And we'll make an announcement before release. So listen, guys, for everyone watching now, and everyone's going to rewatch this before the scenery releases, whether that's going to push the release date back, it sounds like Matteo has fully, without actually confirming it and saying it, it sounds like he's saying, listen, people might steal my scenery, people might upload it legally, but I don't want you legit people who want to spend your hard-earned money on my scenery to be negatively impacted. I feel sorry for him, man, because I do the odd live stream on TikTok every so often. If I'm doing some practice flights away from live streaming on YouTube, if I feel like I want to, I'll just click on TikTok and I'll just go live and do a little bit of a practice flight. And the amount of people who come into those chats and go, why don't you just download it on and get it for free? I just ban them, I block them, and I get rid of those straight away. And this is exactly why I feel sorry for him, because this guy has decided, listen, I don't want you guys to suffer because of what's happened to me. It's just a horrible position for him to be in. He spent years on the scenery. It shows. Yeah, okay, there's some things to fix. Every studio of hundreds, 50, 100, 200 members in the team, they can release scenery with issues and have to fix it after release. This guy's done this on his own. He deserves not to have his scenery stolen and be out of pocket. I also don't know Matteo's situation. I don't know whether he's a full-time father like myself. I don't know whether he's got a full-time job and he's coming home after the tiring day, and all he wants to do is kick off his slippers and have a cup of tea, or rather kick off his shoes and put his slippers on and then have a cup of tea. And then he's jumping on this and developing this for us, and then he releases something and then people just go, yeah, I'm taking that. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I know there's people watching, I know there's people who make comments in the stream, and listen, everyone who's made the comments, they've all been nice enough. Do you know what I mean? They've all been respectful. How do you feel about it? Are you using it? Blah blah blah. No one's been about it. Do you know? So thank you everyone for your respect with the situation, regardless of how you feel. This guy has only tried to make an honest few years, but you know, like I say, I don't know the guy's situation. I don't know whether he's working a full-time job, coming home, having his tea, and then getting straight on to the computer and developing stuff. I don't know whether this is his full-time thing. I don't know, but no one deserves it. It doesn't, you know, you prefer one developer, you prefer the other, but no one should have their work stolen. I'll say it again, it's like if you guys went off to a job and then every month a guy came along and just went into your wallet or your purse and just went, is that your month's wages? There we go. Yeah, just take that. Yeah, well, you know what? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Feel sorry for him. I feel sorry that he's probably had to contemplate putting this DRM in place, and he's probably not wanted to as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been in that horrible position where he thought, I don't want to use this, but I also don't want to lose out on my hard-earned profit. Those cookie dough M&Ms, man, Jesus. So yeah, if you're on Discord, please go. And if you're on Orbx's, I don't think I can send an invite to it. But if you can get into the Orbx Discord, his comment was made on the general channel. Go and give it a like. I've seen the hearts keep on going up. He's had to make a hard decision, and without actually confirming it there, he has said that they're gonna release it without the software. Man, I have so much things to say about it, but I can't due to my bad English. No worries, mate, I understand. Yeah, guys, send them some love. Send them some love in this chat. I hope he's had a little bit of a look in. I hope he re-watches it and stuff, because the quality, and listen, I am going to try my very best soon. I'm going to try and get it done tonight. I'm going to edit this little visual comparison, and even if it's just a video that fades in and it shows you it, there's a bit of music on top. I ideally wouldn't want to do that. I'd like to have a bit of a commentary going in it, but even if I have to put some music over them and just get it out for you guys, keep an eye on the channel and I'll get this visual comparison, because it will show you just how much. Forget the comparison, forget the before and after, forget the versus default. Just look at it as in how much Matteo's done to make it look that much better. Not a little bit better, like it's great. And I think, and I hope my visual comparison will show you guys that in the best way possible. Is the scenery out? It isn't. Probably just do a middle ground release, marketplace only. Possibly, Mark. It's a good shout, mate. It's a good shout. It's a very good statement, mate. I think potentially, but it would put it back. It would put the release back, because if they say marketplace only, either they haven't submitted it yet to Orbx. Sorry, they haven't submitted to Microsoft, meaning that it would still be a couple of weeks away. In that case, it could even be a month or two away. So that would be another decision they would have to make, and that would be an even worse decision. Not a worse decision, you know, a bad one to make. I mean, as in heartbreaking for Matteo, who wanted to get this out before, what did they say, the end of June, before June, at some point in the next couple of days, and they've had to now go, we're gonna have to release it just on marketplace then. And it depends if they've submitted it yet. If they haven't submitted it, it could be even longer. Let's see. Let's see what... I mean, Orbx will have some kind of say in this. It's Matteo's scenery, but they will have a rather big say, I can imagine. So let's keep an eye out on Orbx. They've put a lot of stuff out. There's been a trailer from Aviation Lads. I'm still confused on not so much the partnership there. I was confused that Orbx were usually the ones who do their own trailers and market their own stuff. So maybe in this instance, Matteo has been able to commission someone to do his trailer, and it's not so much in Orbx's court. So yeah, you know, there's a trailer. There's been multiple posts and stories on social media today showing the hotel and the Delta HQ and the museum. So this could be the penultimate update. There might be one more final update. Yeah. I'm gonna have a little read through the Orbx channel and see what people are saying, but the hearts keep on continuing to go up. I will urge everyone who's in the chat just to, regardless of how you feel about the initial decision and your feelings towards the software, to just please show Matteo love, because he's had to make a really terrible, not a terrible decision. I think by getting rid of the software, it's going to really make people happy. He's had to make a hard decision. You know, if this guy's got a family as well, you know, if part of his income's coming from developing for the simulator as well, honestly, even if I wasn't a dad, as a dad, I feel absolutely terrible, man. Apparently you won't be able to have any configuration options through Marketplace. Makes sense, because I don't think there's any way of doing it, is there? Obviously, most stores now have configuration options, Contrail, AnyBuilds, Orbx. And honestly, I think this airport needs them configuration options. In fact, I don't think it needs the configuration options. It needs one for people, definitely. It needs one for the ground, yeah, the ground service equipment, definitely as well. I wouldn't be too bummed if I'd had to wait a week or two for Marketplace release and pull the AnyBuilds release. Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's also a very good point as well, because if you're telling customers who are waiting for this scenery, and there's a lot of people waiting for this scenery. If you tell them, listen, it's either we release it with the DRM, the software, or you have to wait for marketplace. So it's give or take, isn't it? I don't know. I just think that he's been put in a horrible position. My heart goes out to you, Matteo. If you're watching or you rewatch or whatever, mate, massive thank you for the scenery, because it's a bloody gorgeous scenery. And after spending the last, I would say, day off and on, jumping between the default handcrafted version and this version, mate, it's just leagues and leagues and universes ahead. And yes, I know it should be, because it's a payware product and our handcrafted version is a free default airport, but you know what? Many people have decided not to buy a payware version of an airport because the default handcrafted version is just enough for them. If you are flying this airport regularly enough and you're doing it in the handcrafted version, which you will be on the 2024, it comes as standard in the standard version. If you're doing any flying out of this airport regularly or every so often, save your pocket money and get this version. Save your money and go and get this version, because you will appreciate it. And I'm not saying the default one is bad. It's actually quite nice, really. There's a lot in it. You know, all the hangars, the hotel, the HQs in there, the Delta Museum's in there, all the static aircraft are in there. It is quite nice, but you ain't getting apron wear and tear and markings and runway textures. The terminals look miles better. You ain't getting it to this level in default. It's not happening. Now imagine, explain devs who release smaller sceneries. I think devs don't do it for money. When you get what you pay for. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the price is very generous as well. It's on the higher tier. It's, you know, we're seeing smaller sceneries, some smaller domestic airports, even some airfields retail for 13, 14 quid. The price of the airport is getting higher, and it won't just be because of 2024. It'll just be because prices are getting higher everywhere around the world. But this is what do we say? People seem to think it's about $30. It's coming up on the Orbx website now. Potentially, someone mentioned, a couple of people have mentioned $30, which would be around £22, £23 for this. That is ridiculous pricing for this. Absolutely. Is it like a steal? Is it like, you know, oh my god, that's way too cheap? No, definitely not. But it's still a very nice price point. What is DRM software? So basically, mate, I don't know much about it, but essentially it's running right now, and it's a way for developers to stop the software being robbed. So right now, people can... I don't even want to talk about it, because essentially I don't know who's listening. I don't know who's listening out there. I don't know who will listen or watch the stream. But things can be sold on for a cheaper price, and someone could be sitting there collecting. Say this is £22 and someone's selling it for 12 quid. People will start getting wind that it's 12 quid over there, and they start, you know, it's half price. That person who sell it is doing something fraudulent and illegal. They start making money on it when they shouldn't be. Also, people just upload it for free anyway, and people can get it for free. That's happening a lot. There's places you'll find them. Lots of things. DRM basically runs in the as a separate software, and if you don't have a a key, if it's not activated with your particular key, code or whatever, it won't load the scenery. Or from what I've seen, it can load it up, but it will just collapse. It's weird that it kind of self-destructs in front of you. Weirdly, everything just goes, and yeah. So you can't then go and do that. It's really impossible. But along with the software, I'm not clued up on it. There's a couple of people in the chat who have been sort of discussing it a bit, but it can also introduce other issues, performance issues and other bits as well. I think people have mentioned it can make security of your system bad as well. There'll be someone who does a better write-up than that. You can see the price on Orbx app, right? It's fairly priced. Yeah, it definitely is. Considering one person who done it, Matteo. Yeah. You do live stream and explain too. Every so often, mate. Yeah, there's been one recently. Had a little bit of a fly in the Tolus A320 Neo, which is fantastic. Is it better than the Phoenix? No, but it's lovely. It really is nice. But not enough, mate. Not as regularly. Listen, I don't want to take sides. X-Plane's great. It does its own things great. It does some things better than this, and vice versa. But this is my sim of choice. This is what you'll see on the channel more. Wednesday, I'm doing a Tower Simulator 3. It's an ATC simulation program. It's lovely fun. Bit repetitive, but actually still fun. I'm doing a bit of that on Wednesday at the downloadable Manchester airport. That'll be fun. I'd never install pirated scenery to respect the devs. I've heard some websites are asking you to basically, mate. Yeah, and that's another thing as well. People can just inject those, what were innocent sceneries with whatever they like. It's also an unverified. It's a dangerous download. It's not being verified. It's not being checked by anyone. That's another good thing. Is obviously when you download something off Orbx, Contrail, SimMarket, everything is checked over. You don't get any suspicious download warnings, and you will do on these websites. I talked about you to a friend who got a studio who make and a lot of others airport effects. They soon release the first. It'll be the most detailed. Nice, mate. I wouldn't. Do you know what? I haven't done any kind of scenery, sort of like we do on this channel for these live streams. I haven't done anything like that and explain, so it might be something I do. Yeah, Adam, I'd really like that, mate. I would love to potentially look at that, but I'd also need to figure out how to do some kind of drone camera and explain, because it's the camera system, while X camera is very, very good, you don't have this really nice free drone camera that you get in Microsoft Flight Sim. But I tell you what, although X-Plane doesn't look the sleekest, if Chase Plane, so the Chase Plane you can obviously map into the Flow app, but you can also map it onto a Stream Deck. I wish Chase Plane had what X-Plane has got. So if you aim your mouse at the bottom of the screen with X camera on X-Plane 12, it's like a little collapsible menu comes up, and you can do all your presets, and once you've clicked it, it collapses down again. I'd love Chase Plane to do that. That would be fantastic. So obviously you'd click on the preset that you want, and then it just folds down automatically instead of opening the menu. I love that on X-Plane. Have a little check back on the live streams. You'll see the X-Plane one. I use it quite a few times. But yeah, guys, what time are we on? Do you know what? Oh yeah, wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. Well, do you know what, guys? Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody's comments. Make sure you do head over to, if you're in the Orbx, or join. I don't know how you would join. I think you can join the Orbx Discord through their website. But please go into the general channel in the lounge and go and find Matteo. It'll be under his surname. It'll be VENEZ94 at about, it's 21:08 he made the comments. It's got 52 hearts at the minute. Please go and leave some more hearts for him, because I tell you what, man, I feel so sorry for the guy that he's had to make that decision. But I'm going to get off now, because I'll be back tomorrow and I'll be finally flying the Phenom 300 from somewhere to Liverpool, definitely to Liverpool. Or we might do Liverpool to somewhere. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But we're going to take a look at the FBOs. I know you've probably seen it by now on other channels. It is... I can't do nothing about that. But I have got some opinions and thoughts. And I'd like to have my predictions on a live stream to go back to them and see if actually FS Reborn do what I'm thinking. Because there's a couple of things I think they might do. But we'll see. I'm going to go now, guys. I have got a lot of things to do. I'm going to be flying a plane that I don't usually fly and trying to record footage for it. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much.